Morning everybody, it's breakfast time here in the Cullum household, and a good friend of ours, Ray, I know you're watching, has requested a breakfast video. So Ray, this is for you, and I'm trusting you to cook this for your lovely wife Janine. You better, because I know she watches the channel and she's going to hear this. And this video will air on a Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. It gives you plenty of time to get your ass out of bed, watch it, nip down, grab the ingredients. In fact, I'll tell you the ingredients ahead of time and you can surprise your lovely wife with breakfast in bed. How's that sound? All right, now with that in mind, we are going to cook a Spanish chorizo baked eggs. Now I'm going to be honest with you, there's nothing really Spanish in this dish at all. I don't even know why they call it that. I saw it somewhere once, something similar, and they used the term Spanish. The only thing that's really Spanish in this is the chorizo, and it's not even Spanish. Oh well. Comprende? Anyway, so I have here classic chorizo, which has a Spanish logo on it. It's about as far as it goes. Inspired by the flavors of Spain. Well, there you have it. Nothing to do with Spain. We'll just call it chorizo baked eggs. See? Anyway, so what we're going to need, have a look at the ingredients we've got here. Some of them are going to be optional. I'm doing it. It's the way I like it. I'll give you the basics. You decide what you want. So the very basics of this, obviously, are going to be a chorizo or two. Now, I am going to cook this, by the way. Let's just start with this in a skillet, an iron skillet in this case. If you don't have one of these, get one. Terrific utensil. This one here is obviously quite small, size of my head. It's about the right size for two people, I'd say. Throw some garlic bread, terrific. My wife and I, we would just share out of this one thing. So I'm going to make a wife and myself sized baked eggs. I think I picked this one up for about $14. It's pretty cheap. You can get a family size one that would feed 5 or 6 people for I think about $20. So go get one. If you don't have one, all I'd recommend in this absence is a good fry pan, but one that can go inside the oven, because we are going to put this on the cooktop, on the stove top. We're going to cook up all of the ingredients, and then we are going to crack some eggs on top, some cheese, and we are going to bake it. So it does need to go in the oven. This is going to be the ticket, because obviously the whole thing is iron. Now do bear in mind though, when this thing comes out of there, it's going to be bloody hot. So don't touch it. Anyhow, right, ingredients. We are going to need the chorizos, obviously. We are going to need some onion. We are going to need some garlic. There are base flavors. We're going to add some capsicum or bell peppers, depending on where you come from. We are going to add a tin of diced tomatoes, or 2, depending on the size of the skillet you have. I'm going to throw in some cherry tomatoes as well, only because I had them in the fridge. And but it adds a bit more richness because they're quite sweet. And I'm also going to add in some mushrooms because, again, I found them in the fridge. Now, typically when I've made this, I haven't added mushrooms. This is the first time I'm going to actually add them. I think it'll be fine. Finally, we're going to need some cheese. Now, in this case here, I actually have a blend of tasty Parmesan and mozzarella. Obviously, we're going to sprinkle this on the top at the very end when we bake it. Mozzarella is a terrific choice, but go with what you like. Go with what's in the fridge. And finally, we're going to need a couple of eggs. 2 or 3 eggs is probably sufficient for the size skillet I have. When I've made it in a bigger one, I'd crack 5 or 6 into that. All right, well, as you can see, we're back. All my ingredients have been chopped up. So we've got our capsicums or bell peppers, we've got our cherry tomatoes, we've got our chorizo. Our tin of diced tomatoes has been opened. There's our mushrooms, again, optional, garlic, and our onion. And of course our cheese, which we saw earlier. So what we're going to do now is we're going to throw our skillet. Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? If I threw it and it landed in the right spot. I won't do that. I'm going to place gently said skillet on top of the burner. We're going to get this hot. We're going to cook our onions. We're going to cook our garlic. We're going to throw our chorizos in, and let's go do it. It's going to be delicious. Follow me. Now, whilst that's actually heating up, the other thing I did neglect to say is I've also preheated the oven to about 170 degrees Celsius. So we want to obviously have that oven hot for when everything on the stove is ready to go in. So preheat it now. You'd be glad you did. So everyone, that is a Spanish chorizo baked eggs, which is nothing to do with Spain. Probably just threw it in. Olé. Anyway, as usual, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video today. And of course, subscribe. I know Ray has. I know Janine has. I know you should. So I hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy this. Subscribe. See you next time. Have a good breakfast. See ya.